Hey there! Hope you're having a wonderful day. So, I'm revisiting Odd Eyes since it's been a while since I have last updated properly. No, I don't count that weird Odd Eyes tier thing a couple of weeks ago. That was just me experimenting as usual. This time, this one's more focused towards the meta. Of course, there were adjustments here and there during these replays, but mostly like hand traps or board breaker alterations. But other than that, against tiers specifically, it wasn't bad for the most part. I just had to like bait out certain cards since they did mill for me, which at most is a gamble. But yeah, like without further ado, let me just show you these replays. Alright, so this first duel I went first against Tearlament, and my hand is alright. I can still make a board, right? So I'm going to scale my Seers, I'm going to scale the Arc. Since I don't have the combo, I'm just going to pen summon. So pen summon the Arc and pen summon Celestial. Celestial's effect is scout for any hand traps, there were none, so I made Electromite. Because my hand, I gotta fix it, right? Electromite is going to give me Astrograph. Astrograph is going to pop Seers, triggering both the Arc and the Sork in hand. So Arc is going to summon me Valid, and Astro is going to add back the Seers that I popped, and Electromite is going to draw me a card. So what I want to mill off of Valid in this situation is a Joker, because I still have a normal summon, and Joker is going to continue my plays. So add Seers, summon Valid, and draw. Terrible draw. So that's going to mill me the Joker. It's going to scale my Seers. Seers is going to pop, and then add the Joker, and Joker is going to search me Butler. And the good thing about milling the Joker is Valid becomes a 4. This means I can make Abyss Dweller, right? So Butler's effect to pop my Odd Eyes Arc, and Butler plus Astrograph is just going to give me IP Masquerena and pass with this. So this is enough for the most part, especially if you know you're fighting against tiers, because Abyss Dweller will just shut them down. So Celestial is going to add me Joker, and just, yeah, their turn. So during the draw phase, I'm going to activate Dweller because I want to play around Triple Tactics talents, so that way I don't get, either them would draw 2 or etc. So they added Planet. Planet's just going to add them a card. I'll let that through because there's nothing I need to do right now to disrupt them. They're going to do their typical plays. Sharon's going to special mill 3. And yeah, they're not going to have anything. Rhino's the same thing, it's not going to do anything. And so they're forced to just make an Exceeds play into Redoer, which does nothing, because if they try to go to battle, I'll instantly make Mech Knight, and they can't Zeus me. So yeah, that's easy peasy, yeah? So they're trying to battle, but they can't. And back to me. Those 3 are most likely monster negates, if anything. So Redo they're going to activate now for the effect of Fusion. I'm going to have to use a Dweller here to stop whatever else they're going to do after the fusion. So Soliak is not going to do anything because they don't have a monster for target for the cost to negate, right? So their graveyard is still shut down. So they're going to go into Kaleido Heart. Nice for El Kaleido. They're going to trigger Planet, popping the only thing they can pop or return because they cannot target Mech Knight. Now this is live, so they're going to negate it, but the thing is its effect already went through, so there's no point. And Kaleido's not going to do anything. So I really don't know what they're trying to do here. But anyway, yeah, that's basically game. Yeah, so on to the next match. So game 2, I think I went second against this Tearlament player. No, I went first. And my hand is absolute garbage. So I have to let Revolution through. They're going to Harrow. I know this is tier because of Harrow. The only deck that still plays it. And so I had to call by to just get a board at this point and pray they don't have a Max C. And with Revolution, I will be adding, I believe, Darkworm, because right now there's not much I can do with this hand. So Darkworm is going to be added, Darkworm normal to search me a low scale, because I really need it. And they're going to Halfness, and I'm going to pray that Halfness does not mill them anything useful. And let's see. Halfness, go. Of course. They basically milled and add a tier name, they add a trap name, and then they fusion. The luckiest mill. But yeah, this is not going to give them into a negate board anyway, so they can't make, let's say, a Predaplant Stragostapelia. They're just going to make a Kalos. They could make Rhinoheart actually if they have another name, but most likely they did the chain link order wrong. So I would have added the name first and made a Rhinoheart. That way, instead of adding the kit for search, I would have a disruption. So anyway, scale this gate, scale the Gentru, and then force the pen, because there's nothing else I can do. I would need another body to continue plays, but I don't have one, so I'm just gonna go Abyss Dweller pass. And because I know it's tier, this should just be enough to stop them. So back to them. And I use Dweller, and Dweller will shut down their graveyard because they can't respond to it since no Imperm, and they most likely did not open Droplet. They're going to King of the Swamp. King of the Swamp adds them Polymerization. They are going to fuse into most likely a Chimera, since that's the only line of play they got. So there's the Chimera, yeah? And Chimera is going to pop 2, and most likely it's going to pop a Dweller and my low scale, and then attack Harmonizing. Yeah. So I'm just gonna pray I drew something useful, and I drew something useful. Sweet. So I'm gonna use Darkworm in the graveyard since they don't have a shuffler, and then I'm gonna use Seer's effect to add me a Celestial. They're going to Imperm for some reason, which is a very odd choice because I didn't use Darkworm's effect to search for a low scale. Because I only was playing 1 gate 0, but okay, sure, what a waste of Imperm. Anyway, make Beyond the Pendulum. Beyond's effect is going to add me another Seers, and then I'm going to scale the Seers, and I'm forced to pen here. So I pen Celestial and Seers. Beyond's effect will pop Gentru and my Seers in scale because it's mandatory too. And Gentru is going to add me Butler into scale. Seers mill the pen Zork, and they're going to use a Yugioh, which does nothing. Celestial's effect to search end phase. Made the Electromite. Electromite is going to go into my typical Astrograph combo. Right? So Electromite adds Astro, pops the Butler. Astro is going to add me back the Butler. I draw a card. Now I'm going to pray I draw into Arc to continue combo. And luckily I did. So Odd Eyes Revolution is going to add me the Arc. However, I messed up here and put Arc in the wrong column. So I put Butler where the Imperm is not, but I put Arc where the Imperm is. So now I can't go for OTK, because this is technically OTK, but I screwed up. Oh me. Anyway, so Celine is going to revive me the Pensorg. Pensorg is going to pop the Butler and the Arc, because I'm forced to at this point. And then Lady Ange, valid, because Arc's effects is no. So I'm going to draw 2, see what I draw, and I drew nothing. Anyway, I'm going to use Raigeki, pop their board, and then just attack and, yeah, just pass. So, yeah. I screwed up, I know. Anyway, make IP Masquerena, end phase. Oh, actually, no, I didn't want to play, I want to play around Triple Tactics, so I just made an immediate Mech Knight, and just pass with this. I'm not going to play around Triple Tactics, no. Don't play around Triple Tactics, kid. It's not worth it. Just bank on it. Anyway, I searched Joker, and they had reinforcements, so this is their combo line. Yeah, this is basically combo line for them. Except they already had Kit in graveyard, so they most likely will return it. I think they did, yeah? Yeah, they did. So they made a Kaleido Heart. Kaleido Heart's not going to do anything. Set 2 most likely had nothing else. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. So most likely negates on field, right? Like monster negates, that's about it. So Soliak is going to affect. Soliak is going to negate my Joker. I don't care. Most likely we'll send a Kaleido for effect. Kaleido is going to special summon itself and bounce a card, but the only thing I'm going to bounce is my Joker. I'm going to max C that to draw a card off of their negatives, yeah? And Kaleido will most likely bounce Joker, because that's the only target it has. And they're going to fuse into Rukalos, I think. So I drew another Joker. Terrible, but whatever. They activate Merly for fusion. Merly will, like I said, get them, I think, yeah, Rukalos, because they have King of the Swamp in the graveyard. I drew another card because of that. So, Gentru Scale, activate Ange in the graveyard. I love you, Ange. Now I have Pen Summon. 1, 2, and then the 2 in my hand. And this is basically a game right here. So Celestial's effect made a Baron de Fleur. Baron is going to pop the Rukalos, or actually no, the back row. And then it's just going to add them a card from the graveyard, which is whatever. So anyway, go for battle. Mech Knight is going to attack the Rukalos, actually, popping it. And then I'm going to pop the Rhino Heart for game. And that is that. Simple, yeah? And we're on to game 3. So game 3, I thought I was facing another Tearlament deck because it was a 60 sized pile, I thought. But this is basically a combo here. So Planeswright is going to scout. They ashed it. I was like, oh yeah, that's fine. Because the only thing I need are these two for full combo. Strike was just bait. So Ash, bait, good. Joker effect will add me Revolution. Now Revolution is going to search me Arc. Then scale both the Seers and the Arc. You will trigger Seers. Trigger will then trigger the Arc to summon your Valid. Then you're going to add back the Revolution because of Seers. And then Revolution is going to add you, I believe, Darkworm in this situation for more searching. Valid is going to mill Pensork for later. Revolution is going to add me Darkworm. And then I think I just made Electromite here. Because they didn't have like an Imperm or effect failure, so it's fine. And also I need to fix this terrible hand of mine. So Electromite's effect to add the Astro. Electromite pops the Arc. Astro's effect to add me back, I believe, the Arc that I chose. And then Electromite draws. Yeah, so let's see if I draw a low scale. Please Electromite, low scale. And I drew high scale. Anyway, I'll fix that. So I may be on. Beyond's effect is going to add me a low scale because I desperately need it. So I'm going to add the Butler in scale, and Arc in scale, and pen from here. So I'm going to pen out 4 monsters. I'll be penning Seers for mill, Astrograph for whatever, Joker, and Darkworm for Abyss Dweller. And Darkworm is going to add me Gate 0. So Seers again mills me Butler for follow-up. Made the Abyss Dweller. Now you want Darkworm in the Abyss Dweller as a material because of follow-up plays in case they break your board. So Seers plus Beyond is going to get me Crush Heap here. I'm going to use the Butler in Graveyard to pop my Arc in scale. Then go into Starving Venom. To trigger Crush Heap. Crush Heap will special summon out my Pensork. So I should have set Dark Rule no more. So I can search 2. But I chose not to also because I need a Selene material. But it is what it is. So anyway. Supreme copies Electrify, Supreme pops the Gate 0, adds me Astro for body, and then adds me Destroyed card, which is most likely my 3rd Seers, or Butler, doesn't really matter. So I'm going to use the Dissolver and Scale to fuse both Butler and the Astrograph to make Vortex, and then Crush plus everything else makes Appaloosa. Good enough, yeah? For having Call By and Dark Roller in hand, and not having good luck on trying low scale, but it is what it is. I passed thinking it's Tears, but apparently it's not Tears. So I really don't know what it was, but given from the cover, I think it was some trap deck and I was correct. So they used Pot of Extravagance, set 4, and passed. Oh boy. Anyway, I draw White Wing Edition. I had to normal summon it. They're gonna Skill Drain. I'm forced to negate that. And they chain in Perma. I'm like, oh boy. But they chained it to Appaloosa. I'm like, what the heck? Not Appaloosa. Anyway, Vortex effect went through and Skill Drain is negated. So they thought that Imperm would negate Vortex because it was in the column, I'm assuming. But that's not how it works. But anyway, make access code and just, yeah, let's go for a game from here. Weird. Very weird. But it is what it is. So access pops the last 2 traps and just, yeah, OTK to surrender. Anyway, on to my, I think, 5th or 6th, I don't know anymore, next game. So game something, I lost count. I think I went 2nd here. Yeah, I went 2nd here. My hand is, it's okay. So I'm fighting another tier player. They Rhino Heart, so this is combo for them. I'm going to chain the Maxi to the fusion, so they're going to fuse with Merly. I'm going to Maxi that, praying they don't have anything else, but I knew they had something, and it was a Harrow. Of course, so they're going to Harrow plus go back, mill 5. Lovely. Anyway, yeah, Maxi's gone. I'm just going to pray they don't mill much. So they may kick Kalos, of course, because that's their next play. Kit is most likely going to add them something. Hellbag will mill 5, and then Kalos will add. Oh boy. Anyway, they added Crime. Interesting. I don't know how tier name, but they added Crime. Okay. So mill 5, and most likely has Fusion now. So they're gonna fuse into Kaleido, I guess? And they said Exchange of the Spirit, which is most likely dead. So there's Kaleido. Yeah. Set 2 and pass. Interesting. That's a really weak board, but okay. My graveyard. Absolute garbage right now. Anyway, ignore the graveyard. So Joker's effect, normal, search. They're gonna max C me. I don't care about the max C. It's pointless because at the end of the day, they don't have enough hand traps to disrupt me, and they already used their Herald, so I'm okay. So anyway, Revolution's effect, and I'll add me Arc. So far I know they only have monster negate, so Lady Ange effect to discard Butler, draw 2. Okay, not bad. Anyway, Sky Iris pops the Celestial to add me Sears to go into my Sears plus Arc combo. So Sears and Arc, popping Sears to add me back, I believe, a Revolution for another search, just in case they had something else. But anyway, Arc's effect to play around Imperm, and I added this, I special Dissolver just to play around anything. So I'm going to add another Arc, just in case it was a Heartbeat scale. I'm going to scale the Dark Worm and use the Dissolver to fuse that with Dark Worm to make Vortex to play around 2 of their back rows. Yeah, pretty interesting, yeah? So Vortex is going to bounce the Kaleido. And here's the fun part. They're going to use Soliac to negate my Vortex, which is fine. I'm going to negate it back. And then they crime me. And the funny thing about this is because they use crime, it bounces my Vortex back into the deck. So the Vortex effect apparently still goes off. I don't know why. It still went off. And it's going to bounce the Kaleido. And then they discard the Squamata to mill, and the Squamata mills Beast to draw them a card. That's whatever. I'm going to activate a Butler to pop my Arc. And since I went through so much resource just to play their 2, my hand is pretty bad right now. I have to make Beyond. I'm going to pray they did not draw Ash or something. So I added Butler instead of a Harmonize because I have to. Scaled Butler and the Pen, and yeah, just Pen from here. So at this point, I know I don't have enough for a game because of me drawing Dark Roller. So I'm going to Celestial Dark Worm. Dark Worm's effect to add negate 0, Celestial's effect for end phase search, and battle. And then just make a Abyss Dweller and pass with that, and that's just honestly enough to shut them down. So there's their Abyss Dweller, and that's about it. So the only way for them to answer to the Dweller during their draw phase is if they drew a Droplet, to which they most likely did not. So I add Astrograph just in case stuff gets popped, just specifically my scales. They drew, I chained the draw phase so they don't get the triple tactics. And yeah, they still let it through, so that's all they can do. Anyway, Scream's effect, Rhino Heart to try and do something, none of that will go off. So it's a lost cause. None of that will work. And to go for battle, I'm just going to Butler negate the attack to protect my Dweller to add the Sears back to gain 100. Cool, yeah? So I draw. I drew Strike, and then I'm going to use Strike's effect to pop the Soliac, to force out the Soliac, and I'm going to use Dweller's effect now, and pray they don't have anything else. And Lord and behold, they did drew the Imperm, but because I have a card, they can't use it. So, that sucks for them. But anyway, now this Dweller's effect is dead. That's okay. I will use Sky Iris. Sky Iris after they use Soliac to add them the halfness. Anyway, Sky Iris effect to pop Butler to trigger Arc. They're going to Ghost Reaper, but Ghost Reaper does absolutely nothing against a non-mirror because their only target is most likely Bakuska, which I do have. But that's about it for them, so yeah, it doesn't really matter. So I add Sears, this would trigger Arc. Arc is going to summon. They're going to Maxi, I don't care, because again, they don't have anything other than just a halfness. I'm going to chain that to Sork. So anyway, where was I? Oh right, I'm going to summon an Odd Eye's name off of Arc. And I think I summoned, I forgot. I forgot. I forgot. Oh, I summoned Valet, I forgot. So Valet is going to mill now. They're going to use Scream, doesn't matter, I don't care. They're going to go for effect, let's see what they mill. They milled, they mill Fusion, oh lovely, cool. Anyway, I mill Pensork. They're going to fuse with Sharon, and they're going to Kaleido bounce my Astrograph, which is a terrible bounce because Astrograph can just come back on field and I can search again. So that's very bad bounce. Anyway, they get the fusion, and I'm surprised they didn't bother fusing. Anyway, let me win the Psych. Thank you. Underworld. Any more plays before I underworld you? So they're gonna halfness for another attempt at fusing. So let's see if they fuse again. No 3. No. Anyway, my turn finally. So pen summon from here. And this is honestly just game, so yeah. Just pen everything, go for game. And then they start Venom for the BM. I'm gonna copy Revolution. They're gonna balance it with Mudora. It makes no difference because I still have the piercing effect. And that is that. Oh, Tears, when will you learn? So, go for battle. Attack for 300. Battle, 500. Battle, 700. Direct attack with my Supreme. And that is game. So on to the last duel. In my hand. Oh god. Anyway, I went second. So Tear's gonna do tier things, yeah? So we're gonna activate Sharon. Sharon's gonna mill 3 special. Oh, of course. So mill 5. Awesome. And draw a card. Why not? Mill another 5. Cool. Please, Konami. Limit the millers, for God's sake. I love Chaos Bio, but this... just make it like 1. Anyway, they're gonna banish with Ariel, banish 3. And draw. They added Meta Noise. I have play around that, and they added Murley. They're most likely going to kit normal Murley. Actually, no, they're just gonna Murley and then Murley Fusion. Oh, this guy just getting lucky mills. Mid. Wow, okay, so they're not gonna mill 5. Interesting. Anyway, so Keldo. That is a very early Keldo, but okay, sure, why not? I most likely have more shufflers. Anyway, my turn. So I drew a card. I drew Sears. Okay, so Revolution. Revolution's effect to add me. Arc. They don't have an Ash. Good. Another Revolution just to make sure. Okay, definitely. Adds Darkworm. Scale my Arc. Scale my Sears. Sears effect. They're gonna change the activation to Maxi. I use call by, and most likely they'll really want Maxi to resolve, so they are going to bounce the Keldo to dodge my call by. How fair is that, Konami? How extremely fair is that? Okay, sure, why not? Maxi now. That is fine. I don't give a damn. Anyway, Sears effect adds... Actually, no, I just normal here. Normal Darkworm to search gate. Did I use Sears? No, I just penned. I just penned because I didn't want to trigger Rukalos. So I just penned, and they use Meta Noise. Meta Noise flips the wrong target because I can always use that to make Starving. Starving to copy, and I could just copy my Revolution, to be quite honest. But they made Window. Lovely. Anyway, made Abyss Dweller. And I don't know why I use Abyss Dweller now, but yeah. Anyway. Yeah, Rukalos protects Merely. I had nothing else I can attack anyway. But I don't know why I use Dweller's effect. Now I'm using Dweller here. So I dodge the triple tactics if they have it. And they're going for battle because they have to. They're going to pop that. They're going to pop that. And they're going to pop my Dweller. Lovely. Very lovely. Anyway, so it's my turn. I draw. And let's see what I draw. I drew Gentru. Sweet. Anyway, I use Darkworm in the graveyard. Darkworm's effects can get negated by Rukalos. Don't care. They're gonna Maxi me again. Oh, lovely you with another Maxi. Hardy har har. Anyway, Darkworm's negated, so I'm gonna use a Sears effect. Now that Rukalos effect's negated, I mean used up already, I can use Arc. So Arc's effect is special valid. I know I saw another Arc to deal with Winda, because I have to. Pop the Winda. And then I go for Gentru. So last turn, I should just went to Starving to pop the Winda and then continue combo from there, but oh well. Anyway, Electromite searches Astro, because I have no more Revolution targets, because I was only playing 2 Arcs. I'm going to pop Revolution, add me Astro's effect, Electromite draws please. I'm going to try and deck them out because they only have 18 cards left. Yeah? But anyway, Astro is going to add me a card I destroy, which is most likely Sears, and Electromite is going to draw. Please draw me Harmonizing. No, thank you, useless Electromite. Absolutely, thank you. Anyway, Beyond, search me Harmonizing, please. Beyond's effect. Now, I wish that was not a Dark Ruler, but an actual pen monster right now. Anyway, skill Sears, pen from here. So they get to draw another card, and then Harmonizing effect will draw them a card. So down to 14 cards. Yeah, 14. Sears effect to mill. I mill Pensork. They're going to Kelbeck bounce the Beyond, which sucks for me because I was going to Celine, but Supreme copies my Electromite, and they're going to Herald. Oh, Herald. Anyway, at this point I have nothing else, so just make a Abyss Dweller. No, I didn't make. I don't know what I'm talking about. I made a Bagooska. And just pray at this point. So Bagooska's effect puts everything in defense and negates their effect, and pass. I went way too excessive for the combo route. I could just went for a Bagooska pass, if anything, and just try to follow up. But anyway, they planted search and name. At this point, they have too much off Maxi. Scream, Sharon mills 3, Scream mills 3. And Rhino summon to go for effect to fusion, Scream mills 3. And of course. Would you do the honor of using a Kelbeck? No? Not anyway. Use. Okay, sure, why not? Banish 3 cards. Oh, you target my Royals. How dare you? Anyway. They make their Sprite Elf. Sprite Elf will have effect. Divine will not have effect. And that's all they can do. Sets 2 and pass. So. Of course. Bagooska cost. I can honestly just stall out here for resources. I did not need to keep going for stuff. Anyway, Seer's effect to add me Celestial, triggering Arc. Arc is going to special summon the Butler. I'm going to normal the Celestial. Celestial will not have effect. Link everything. I should have linked Rukalos. But anyway, I linked everything for Underworld. Underworld will negate every single card on field. Yeah, I should just use Rukalos for effect. But anyway. Penned everything. Pen Seer, Pen Arc, Seer's effect to mill. I mill Lange, and they are Gitu. That does nothing. Anyway, battle. And then battle. Yeah. But now we're in the grind game of things. So Dissolver's effect to go into Vortex. And pass. So here, I should have just played it safe. But what I did wrong in this situation was I negated the meta noise. I didn't have to negate it, to be quite honest with you. Because if I didn't negate it, they would not have used the one card that won them the game. Triple Tactics Talent, of course. Anyway, they took control of my Vortex and went for game from here, so I lost because of that. Like, I was safe. Like, if they destroy my Vortex, I can revive it. So, yeah, I should just played it safe. And they can't really do anything else. But anyway, yeah. So on to the deck list. So the deck list, lots of ratio adjustments. I'll tell you that. Let me just point out 3 things. Well, not 3 things, but let me point out the things you can change. So Maxi, you can change. Dark Ruler no more. You can change. Triple Tactics, you can also change. And Call By, you can also change. But because we're in a tier heavy meta, for the most part, Maxi is quite important. Ash, whatever. I don't care if I get Maxied for the most part. But other than that, these are all interchangeable. So you can replace Maxi with DD Crows, for example, or Imperms, or play none of these at all and try to break through their board. Because to be quite honest, their board is not that great. Like, for the most part. If you know what they do, you know what to play around. And you can just full on combo at that point, right? And if you do that, you can play more duelist lines, 1 more pen call, add more magician names, add another arc, and yeah, just go full ham. But I do recommend playing 1 Triple Tactics Talent at least, because it's that good this meta. It becomes either a mind control, change of heart scenario, or change of heart rather, or Pot of Greed, or look at your hand, your opponent's hand, and yeah. So I do recommend playing at least 1 Tactics. The other stuff, Maxi, Dark Rulers, Call By even, you can replace to add more other stuff. You can take out Strike if you like, for like Harpy's Feather Duster, really up to you. But other than that, alright, there was also 1 more card. I did have a Boral load, but I didn't summon it, and now I did play White Wing in this version, so I took out Boral for Psychic and then White Wing, and it's really hard to out and Punisher. But yeah, anyway, let me just go for the names. So you're playing 2 Arc, 3 Maxis, 1 Valid, 1 Synchron, 1 Lady Ange, 1 Pensork, triple Jokers, 1 Harmonizing, 1 White Wing Magician, 1 Dark Worm, 1 Celestial, 2 Gentrews, 3 Butlers, 3 Seers, 1 Astrograph, 1 Gate Zero, 1 Dissolver, Triple Revolution, 1 Pentcall, Double Alliance, 1 Strike, can be replaced, Triple Dark Roller, no more, 1 Tactics, 1 Sky Iris, and 1 Call By. So it can be a little inconsistent because the consistency cards are limited, but like I said, adjust as you see fit. So, extra deck. 1 Vortex, 1 Supreme King starring Venom Dragon, Baron de Fior, 1 Psychic and Punisher, White Wing plus Mark, right, or level 7. 1 Dweller, 1 Baguska, Electromite, IP Masquerena into Mech Knights right now, it's pretty strong. 1 Cross Sheep, 1 Beyond the Pendulum, 1 Selene, 1 Mech Knight Crusadia, 1 Appaloosa, 1 Access Code Talker, 1 Underworld Goddess. And that's about it for my take on Odd Eyes. You're more than welcome to adjust anything you see here to your liking. It's not obviously the finalized thing, it's just my take on the current meta, which is tiers. As you've seen, Maxi, whatever, just take the Maxi challenge and just summon Dweller and then just pray from there. But obviously that's a lot of resources to go through, but if you're just willing to go for Dweller under Maxi and just pass with that, that's just more than enough, and just save the rest of the cards for later. Don't do what I did during the last duel, but other than that, yeah, that's just pen. That's just pen for you. Anyway, I'll see you folks later, and take care. Bye everybody.